What color do you see? It is a question that has people around the world seeing red. The color controversy surrounding the dress has sparked internet outrage.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kev on stage. And last night, the internet was ablaze about this dress. I don't know if you saw this last night or not.
That darn dress, you know the one I'm talking about. It's been inescapable today, dividing the world between those who see white and gold and those who see blue and black.
8 years later, Keir Johnston is now accused of trying to murder his wife, Grace.
The dress. If you haven't seen this picture of this dress and had a very heated discussion with your mates about whether this dress had been black and blue or white and gold, you must have lived a far more peaceful life than I could ever imagine. I wish I didn't know about this dress, but it was an internet phenomenon that took over pop culture in early 2015 and plagued the conversation of many friends and family, polarizing everyone into two groups, Team Blue and Black and Team White and Gold. And what should have been a light-hearted optical illusion evolved into a violent attack after the woman behind the dress was held at knife point. All that and more coming right up. It had been in early February of 2015 when Cecilia Bleasdale and her partner Paul Jinks had decided to go shopping at Cheshire Oaks Mall. Cecilia had been on a mission to find the perfect dress to wear for her daughter Grace's wedding, so she decided to pop into Roman Originals, which is a women's fashion clothing store, to see what they had. Cecilia didn't usually go into Roman Originals for her clothes, but she thought she could just take a look. Just in case. Quote, I wanted something that would kind of hold me in the right places. With the help of a shop assistant, Cecilia ended up finding 3 dresses that she liked, though the one that she ended up buying for £50 with a matching jacket had been the one that would take the internet by storm. It had been as she was driving back home when she had sent her daughter Grace a picture of all 3 of the dresses, before letting her daughter know that she had bought the 3rd one. Her daughter, Grace, texted her back saying, oh, the white and gold one. Cecilia replied with, no, it's blue and black. Grace simply texted back, Mum, if you think that's blue and black, you need to go see a doctor. And the legend of the dress was born. Cecilia showed her partner Paul the picture of the dress, and despite the fact that Paul had seen the dress in person and had even been the one to go and pay for the dress at the till, he told Cecilia that the dress that he saw in the picture had been white and gold. Cecilia's youngest daughter Phoebe actually sided with her mother and said the dress had been blue and black and not white and gold. And before long, Grace had decided to post a picture of the dress privately onto her Facebook. Grace's wedding, for which the dress had been bought for, took place 2 weeks later in Scotland. Surprisingly, nobody at the wedding even mentioned the dress, and it had been a beautiful ceremony on all accounts. But a friend of Grace's by the name of Kaylin McNeil had been obsessed by the dress. And on the 25th or 26th of February 2015, Kaylin decided to post a picture of the dress on her Tumblr blog. Quote, guys, please help me. Is this dress white and gold or blue and black? Me and my friends can't agree and we are freaking the fuck out. It had been on the 27th of February 2015 that the post exploded. The Wayback Machine shows the post having over 180,000 notes or reblogs on the 27th. The BuzzFeed Tumblr page, run by someone called Kate's Holderness, played a massive role in the virality of the dress. Just before Kate had left the office, she had posted a poll on the BuzzFeed Tumblr page asking what their followers saw. She then jumped onto the subway, and when she got home, her phone had exploded. And that evening, after writing a story for BuzzFeed's website, a new record for BuzzFeed for concurrent visitors was set at 673,000 people. By the time morning came around, 26.5 million people had seen the BuzzFeed page about it. Twitter was ablaze with people discussing the dress, with there being 11,000 tweets per minute on the hashtag The Dress by 1:31 AM GMT. Cecilia Bleasdale and Paul Jinks had soon found themselves on the phone with the people from the Ellen DeGeneres show. The show agreed to pay for flights, hotels, and even give them some spending money to fly to Los Angeles to appear on the Ellen DeGeneres show with the dress in an exclusive appearance. During the show, Ellen announced that they were going to pay for a, quote, deluxe sequel for Cecilia's daughter, Grace, and her newlywed husband, Keir's honeymoon. Cecilia was given a briefcase with $10,000 in cash. After all, the dress had been purchased by Cecilia for her daughter's wedding, and it's Cecilia's daughter and son-in-law that we'll be focusing on for the rest of this story. Grace and Keir Johnston had lived on the Isle of Colonsay in the Inner Hebrides, and it had been 7 years after the blue and black dress incident on the 6th of March 2022 when things would take a turn for the worse. You see, that day, Keir Johnston had been drinking at a pub quiz when he had sent numerous text messages to his wife, Grace. One of those text messages read, quote, "You should support me, but you do not." You see, a few days earlier, Grace Johnston had gone against what Keir had told her and had actually gone for a job interview on the mainland. When Grace had returned back home on the 6th of March 2022, her husband Keir woke up and announced that he would be leaving her. It was then that the couple went outside their cottage on the Isle of Colonsay. There, Keir grabbed Grace and threw her to the ground. Quote, "Johnston woke up and said he was going to leave her. She went outside the property to stop him leaving. He followed her and pinned her to the ground. He placed both knees on her arms. She was unable to move. He then began strangling her with both his hands. She was initially able to scream and feared for her life and believed Johnston intended to kill her as he was very forceful. A witness overheard the screams and came for help, tried to pull Keir away from Grace. And Keir initially stopped his attack and went back inside the cottage before storming back outside to, quote, finish his wife off, before proceeding to choke her. Keir had apparently also been seen yielding a knife. Grace texted her friends asking for help before she dialed 999 and told the emergency services operator, quote, "My husband is trying to kill me." Now, it's important to note that there had been no permanent police presence on the islands that they had lived on, so Grace had felt entirely trapped by this situation, and it was no wonder that she reached out to her friends who were closer by to come help her, then immediately to the authorities who would have to travel a lot further distance to be able to come and help, if that makes sense. That's why she texted her friends first. Now, Grace sustained severe bruising following the attack, though thankfully she did not require medical treatment. Keir Johnston was initially charged with attempted murder. A criminal preliminary hearing took place on Monday the 10th of July 2023 at Glasgow High Court, and this hearing revealed a lot about their relationship. Grace Johnston told the court of an 11-year-long campaign of abuse that she had suffered at the hands of her husband, including domestic violence acts and coercive control. Keir Johnston had also allegedly isolated Grace from her friends and family. He went as far as to monitor her money and decide how much of it she could have access to. Quote, "Keir has been accused of putting his wife in a headlock and dragging her out of a pub, of striking her through an open car window, of brandishing a knife, of pushing her against a wall. He has denied all charges." The trial was scheduled to begin in 2024. Though, at a hearing on Thursday the 9th of May 2024, he pleaded guilty to the attack. Keir Johnston admitted to endangering his wife's life and strangling her. He has been remanded in custody until a sentence can be passed next month in June of 2024. Keir applied for continued bail through his lawyer, but the judge denied Keir's bail and told him, quote, "I have no need to tell you that this is a serious and violent offence. You repeatedly strangled her, injured her, and put her life in danger in what must have been absolutely terrifying circumstances for her. I'm afraid, Mr. Johnston, that your status has now changed. You have been convicted of a very serious crime, and you will be remanded meantime." A tragic and violent end to the marriage that birthed a meme that took the internet by storm. I sincerely hope that Grace and her family are able to find justice and are able to move on to the next chapters of their lives with a feeling of safety and hope for the future. Thank you so much for watching this shorter video in my Curious Case series. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more true crime content like this, and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I post new true crime cases. And with all that being said, I will see you in the next case.